Addressing the elephant in the room, I have a very needy dog today. He starts crying if he's not sitting on my lap. So at least for the beginning of this video, he'll be here. For a couple months now, maybe over a year, I get a lot of the same questions. I love your videos. Thank you, by the way. I love your videos. How do you shoot your videos? How do you edit your videos? How do you light your videos? What microphone do you use? What camera do you use? So today, I'm pulling the curtains back and I'm revealing what is behind the scenes and what it looks like when I'm filming these, what I consider talking headshots. In 3, 2, 1. Hello! Hi everyone. So this is pretty much what it looks like. I have one light, one microphone, one camera, one lens, and when I'm in this position, I use my TV as a large monitor so I can see myself. And when I'm in other locations, I'll use a smaller monitor that I usually hook up to one of my tripod stands. So I'm gonna break down how I make these videos. I am a one-woman show. I am the writer, director, producer, videographer, editor, wardrobe stylist. I'm a one-woman show. And I still have a full-time job. For those of you who are new, a lot of people do already know I still work a full-time job. I'll tell you right now, they take me at least 40 hours to produce and film and edit. This is what it looks like behind the scenes before I get into that. I always put all my filming equipment and editing software down in the description box. So if you're ever wondering, or if you forget, it's always in the description box. We'll start off with the camera. Like I mentioned, I shoot with a Sony a6300. It is quite an old camera at this point, but I will give it to the camera that it does shoot really good quality still. It has its limitations. The more you grow and the more you expand in editing and using your camera, you'll start to notice those limitations, but I do love that it shoots in 4K. If you guys aren't watching my videos in 4K, what are you doing? So yes, it's a Sony a6300, and for this particular shot, I shoot with a Sigma 30mm 1.8 lens. So what does that all mean? The camera is just the name. It shoots in 24, 60, and 120, which is frames per second, which is how smooth your footage looks. So when you see my shots that look really smooth and cinematic, those are usually shot in either 60 or 120. But when I'm filming these shots like this, I shoot in 4K, 24 frames per second, and this is the most cinematic approach. Some people also ask me, hey, do you color grade your footage? Yes, I color grade my footage. I always shoot at 4K in the Cine profiles. This is another thing that adds to the time in editing, post-production, stuff like that. Like I mentioned before, when you're seeing those slow-mo shots on my channel, I'm usually shooting that on either the 30mm lens or my 16mm lens. Those are the two ones that I frequently use most often. I really love the crisp and sharpness of a Sigma lens. I do have a couple other ones that I have, but frequently it's a 16 and 30mm that you see me using in my videos. So moving on, let's go to the microphone. I switch it up. I have two microphones that I use. If I'm walking around, if I'm standing up, you'll mainly see me in a lapel mic. But if I am sitting in this location, I'm usually using my shotgun mic right here, and it's literally right out of frame, and it's pointed directly at my mouth. This position is for the best audio quality. It's on a light stand with a boom arm and sitting right in front of my face. Like I said, this provides the best orientation for the best audio quality. And then when I'm using my lapel mic, I usually just clip it to my chest. And if I'm walking around and you usually see my feet or something, I'll send the audio to my phone using the lapel mic, and I'll usually have my phone in my back pocket. I will then sync up all the audio and the video in post after the fact. This mic is called a Movo. Let's just say Movo. It's an affordable mic. I think it was around $40, under $50 for sure. I have this mic hooked up and it goes directly into the camera. So all the audio is feeding directly into the camera. Let me put this disclaimer out here first. Gear doesn't matter. Fun fact, I've been on YouTube since 2009, but I did not start with this equipment, so gear doesn't matter. You don't have to look at this video and say, oh my God, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that. You don't. There are things you do need: good audio, good lighting. You can shoot on your phone. But this light that I have, speaking of lights, let's move over there. The light that I have right now is the Amarin 100D. It is Aperture's new budget-friendly light, which I love because I have a small filming area. So this light is really good for me because I don't really have a big space. The light does not come with this big modifier, which is the Nice Photo softbox. And occasionally, depending on how dark I want my background to be, I'll use the grid that comes with it. And that is on a newer light stand. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Also behind me, I always like to add what you would call practical lights. They are some sort of light source that comes from behind you, some kind of ambient light source. It adds some depth to the video sometimes. They are at its lowest setting and they just add a simple glow and it adds some separation from me and the background. So I always think it's really good to add some kind of practical lights. A lot of other YouTubers might add colors in their background of their lights. Sometimes I add colors in my video as well. I like to switch it up. So other things to mention that I do shoot with on this channel, I've mentioned them before. I shoot with a gimbal, Zhiyun Weevil S gimbal. I've showed that on my Christmas video. I do have another external monitor that I use to shoot with sometimes if I'm not shooting in this location and I don't have my TV. Unfortunately, my Sony a6300, unlike my Sony a5100, doesn't have a flip-up screen, so I always need some sort of external monitor to kind of see what's going on behind the screen, to make sure I'm 1, in focus, 2, exposed correctly, 3, that is actually recording. But at least for now, I hope you were able to get an idea of what it looks like behind the scenes. I've pulled the curtains back, and like I mentioned, this is what I would consider an affordable setup for a small space. If you made it to the end of this video, leave the word camera, and that way I'll know that you made it to the end of the video. I want to see how many people really watch it to the end, and I've noticed that in some of my other videos. Also, if you're new, be sure to click on my face and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you later. Peace.